in dealing with it. Totally decisively. Strachan. McAllister made a good run outside him, which Strachan used as a decoy. Well, there's nothing wrong with the Leeds United appetite, but plenty wrong with the circumstances that they find themselves in. So a combination of their own defensive shortcomings and the subtlety and skill of Liverpool. Shut. Well climbed McAllister. Chapman trying to lay it on the line on the edge of the penalty area for Strachan. It's one or two nervy moments for Mike Cooper. Leeds wondering whether they might capitalise on that. And I suppose a meaningful target for them in the professional sense would be just to try and win the second half. Unless they win it by 4 goals, they won't get any points or any reward for it. If they win it by 5 goals, we'll be talking about it as the greatest game we've ever seen. Hussein. Rush by Beardsley. Bounce to the left. 4 up for Liverpool. Barnes accelerates and it nearly dropped in. Direct from the John Barnes left foot. Well, he is a mercurial player. Can never be absolutely sure whether he'll destroy you or whether he'll be on the periphery of the match, but he's in his most destructive form today. That's if you're an opponent. Most constructive from Liverpool's perspective. Burrows. Houghton's offside. Run and run and run. Liverpool, for the most part, match the early start to the second half from a team that trails them by 4 goals. Speedy. Beautifully retrieved by Mulvey in the first place. Beardsley threaded it through to an offside David Speedy. Having been booked, certain pernickety referees might have felt that Speedy was kicking the ball away then to waste a bit of time. Hussein. 10 minutes into the second half. The second half that Liverpool are trying to make a formality. Batting. Oh, and Chapman got in the way of that. It was Gary Speed's volley. I can only think that Chapman was trying to change the angle of the shot and deceive Hooper and get a goal for Leeds that way. Foul by Rush on Batty. mistake by speed. No margin at all for any Leeds errors. They've made too many of them already. Barnes. Most of the support for John Barnes on that occasion. Lukic was roaring out. Most of the embarrassment of Fairclough. Most of the support for Barnes was behind him rather than in the centre. Well, lesser characters than those on the Leeds United side would have crumbled after what happened in that 20-minute period in the first half, where it looked as though Liverpool were playing with 15 players and Leeds with 6. But Leeds are battling on. Chapman. Push in his back by Glenn Hussein. White has stayed on the edge of things this time. Fairclough is there. White starting to make his move now. White at the back. In he comes. McAllister. Shot! Claiming that veered away because it flew off a Liverpool body. Chris White in the end made his presence felt, taken on by McAllister. Appeared to flick off Steve Nicol, but the decision is a goal kick. Rush. Houghton through the middle, and Barnes wanted one touch too many. Speed. Oh, it's certainly an effort that's praiseworthy a shot. But he fouls Speedy. It is willingness to try and win the ball for Leeds. Mulvey. Well, it was interesting then, although Burrows wanted to get involved, Barnes was making an angle possibly for Mulvey to use again. I don't think the midfield player saw him that time. Anfield, when Leeds went there at the start of the year, Barnes was exceptionally elusive, as he has been again this afternoon. Houghton. Beardsley, there's not enough pace on that for it to run all the way through to Barnes. Speed. Understandably, Liverpool haven't needed to be so ambitious in the second half, which has run 15 minutes. And some advice coming from all quarters, from the Leeds supporters, from Phil Thompson on the Liverpool coaching staff. It's amused one or two of the players who aren't in the lineup today. Jimmy Carter having a smile there at what Phil Thompson said. Stopped it, right from Batty. Liverpool haven't been so defensively secure that you would wonder whether they would fret if Leeds could score. They haven't been able to do that. McAllister. Sterling. Good work from Burrows. Just shows there perhaps how Liverpool have kept one eye on the defensive side of their game. Not quite the way out for Staunton's long ball, as there was in the first half. Wilkinson is a most demanding manager. He will insist that his players keep on going. White. Smuggled clear really by Houghton. Shot. Strachan. Sterling's gone to the right. Batty was never in control of the ball. Whitlow asks Lukic to try and spark up an attack, which has mystified some of the crowd. Shots ending up on the ground, and he was pushed down by Hussein. Free kick already taken. Speeds cross. Fairclough trying to make something of it. In goes Whitlow. Headed down by Shutt McAllister. It's the sort of pressure that would be worrying Liverpool if they were one, maybe 2 goals in front, but when there are 4 in the bank, the concern it's pretty minimal in truth. Certainly stopping Hooper having to make any real saves so far. Barnes, obviously. Quite a few dummies thrown today, most notably in the way that Liverpool got the penalty when Rush let the ball run behind him to Beardsley and galloped on to get the return before Lukic rudely halted his progress. They haven't all come off. Leeds have Bobby Davison and the versatile Andy Williams as their substitutes. I wouldn't think either would be too keen to get on in these circumstances. Speedy. And this is Burrows. Well, David Burrows has only ever scored 1 league goal. It was for his first club, West Bromwich Albion, but it was on this ground way back in 1987. He was happy to remind me of that fact before the game. Right drop for Shutt. Now Strachan. McAllister. And Shutt. And McAllister. This is Whitlow.